Buonasera e benvenuti a Sound&Vision Television. Questa sera con noi Mira e Reuben dei LADYTRON. So, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
And in the music all around the world today, nowadays, it seems we have a little return back to the 80s sound, a little bit, I suppose. So, what do you think about?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed to be more of an sort of, I guess it started out in the early sort of 2000s, and it was more of an underground movement then, and now it seems to have filtered through to the overground, and you've kind of actually been seeing it for quite a few years, even with bands like The Killers and stuff, but now with LaRue, and Lady Gaga and stuff like that, it's, yeah, pretty much out there.
So, and then you play with, I read you play with synth, vintage synth live. Could you tell me something about these, your vintage synths? Where have you bought them? Why vintage?
We buy them from all sorts of places, eBay, auctions from people who are disbanding their studios, other bands.
Yeah, I've just got a whole room at home just full of them, and I really don't know what to do with them anymore. There's so many of them are broken. You take them on tour, and they're not designed to be taken around on a plane all the time. So they end up just getting broken, and they're just nice to look at. Sit there.
And they give you a particular type of sound, for example, and why?
It's a very organic, warm sound that you don't really seem to get out of even newer modeling synths that are meant to be like vintage analog synths. They're kind of being unpredictable, and they're very alive. They're very dynamic.
Better sound.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about your last album, Velocifero. And how has your music changed in the years and from one album to another?
Well, yeah, I mean, it has. We've been making music now for 10 years, so every album's been quite different to the one before. We've tried to kind of improve and do different things with every album. I think there was a big jump between especially between our second album, Light and Magic, and Witching Hour, and that was a result of us touring a hell of a lot and kind of learning how to be a band in a way, because we didn't really tour much before that. So playing live really influenced our sound.
And what about your performing before Nine Inch Nails? Maybe it has modified the writing of the last album, Velocifero?
No, actually, we'd kind of written a lot of that album before we started touring with Nine Inch Nails. But it was great to play with them because it opened us up to a new fan base, and also we got to meet Alessandro, who contributed on a bit on some of the songs.
And what about you have touring also with Depeche Mode?
We were going to be touring with Depeche Mode, but there was Dave fell ill, and they ended up having to cancel some of the shows that we were doing with them. So unfortunately, that hasn't happened. But hopefully, sometime in the future, we'll be able to support them.
And what about your music video clip? How does it start? One of your music video clip. What about the creation of your video clips?
They're all different. We have quite a lot of input. Some of them we choose who to work with because of work that we've seen with them, such as in Tomorrow or Destroy. It was directors who we chose to work with because of other work that we knew from them. Other times with Ghosts, we got approached by a director to work with us, and other times we just go through treatments and kind of pick out. Runaway, we had an installation that a friends did, and the installation kind of inspired the way that the video was made. So really differently each video.
Yes. Maybe you want to give an image to your lyrics?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice when it's not really a direct image. It's more of someone else's interpretation, so that it kind of throws a light into the song, but it's not really literal. We don't want it to be too literal and too obvious. Yeah. Give a mood.
And did you get involved with the music industry or not? You've been in your songs have been in the soundtracks of some series, TV series, for example, OC, Ugly Betty. I read. How did you get?
It's happened quite a lot over the years. We've happened to be able to work with people who've been able to connect us with quite a lot of stuff in TV and TV adverts, and it's all been quite amusing, really. I think the one we did, I think Destroy Everything You Touch was used for a Norwegian underwear commercial, male underwear, just models going down the catwalk with no clothes on. It was pretty funny. And things like computer games. We've done quite a bit of music for computer games now, not just using existing tracks, but actually writing for the games themselves. So it's been quite interesting, and we want to get more into doing film soundtracks in the future.
And the theme of this festival, the Torino Traffic Festival, this year is transformating and transformation. So, what is transformating in music, in your opinion? I don't know. Maybe this evening you'll support Primal Scream, for example. They mix up rock and dance music, for example. This may be
the same.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. For me, it's like, for example, transforming is the way that a song exists on a record and the way that you play it live. They're two very different things. Songs really develop when you play them live. So for me, that's transforming in our music.
Yeah, for me, when we first started out, we never really intended to do that much touring. So whenever we first started playing, we pretty much reproduced what we had on record, which was all well and good, but in the end we wanted to push that a little bit further out and actually play the music in a slightly different way, so people, instead of saying, oh yeah, it sounded like the record, they'll say, oh my god, that was amazing. So that's kind of been pretty much what we've been trying to do over the past 10 years with playing things live and creating different versions of the songs live.
And last question. In some of your songs there is also the Bulgarian language. This is very particular, not specifically for the Italian public, because we are used to listen to English music, also French music sometimes, and Spanish too. But for the English public, it's a little bit strange. Have you found some public a little bit strange for this beautiful kind of language?
To be honest, most people think that it's French, which doesn't say much about English people. It says very little about English education. But the only reason we use it is because I'm Bulgarian and it's my native language and I can speak it. None of us are native in French or Spanish or anything else, so that's why there's Bulgarian. And it sounds so different to English that in some songs it makes sense to use it phonetically because it just gives such a different rhythm.
Yes. So, thank you very much for your kindness, and let's see you next time.